Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, Chatting with Chops. My name is Karen and I make fun and entertaining videos that sometimes teach you something. Today we're going to work on meal planning. It can be great for busy people. It's wonderful if you have a large family or if you're working with a small family. It really helps you budget. And so today we're going to talk about how to meal plan for two. At the end of this video, I'm going to give you some of the tried and true budget tips. So stick around to the end and let's get started. All right, so the very first thing I say you should do when you're going to start meal planning is get out your cookbooks, your recipes that you like to cook, any sales papers or coupons or anything that you might use to do your meal planning, and get everything out. I also spend this time making my actual shopping list as well while I'm menu planning. So if you want to do that as well, just get out some blank paper to be able to do that. Step two is, normally what I do is I go around to my pantry and to my fridge and anywhere else that you store food and just check and see what kind of items I already have in stock. So if I've found something that was a great bargain last time, I went ahead and picked it up for a future meal. So make sure that you write down all the things that might be sitting around your house that you bought on sale last time or just picked up and thought would be a good meal for this time, or you bulk buy. Something else that I like to do is keep track of the meals that I've cooked in the past. I always like to try and write down on the calendar what we've had recently for meals, what I've meal planned in the past for. That way it keeps you from having the same thing every week or every Wednesday, or it gives you a little bit of variety. Now if you'd like to have Taco Tuesday, well then this would help you keep track of making sure that Taco Tuesday was on the schedule. Step four is to just basically look at your recipes and what you might like to cook. I'll usually just go through cookbooks and try and find a recipe that sounds good to me, has the ingredients that we like, and then you can actually look at how many servings it is. If you're dealing with a large family and it's only 8 servings, then you would just double the recipe. Currently, my daughter's about to go away to college, so my husband and I are trying to learn how to just cook for 2, and they sell a lot of cookbooks for that, but normally you can take any recipe, and if obviously if it has servings for 4, well, if you'd like to have leftovers, then just leave it at servings at 4. Otherwise, you just cut it in half. And they have some great cheat sheets for this online. I'll try and see if I can link below the one that I use that basically just kind of does the measurements for you. It, cuts the halves into fourths for you, so you don't have to do the math. But just find recipes that look good to you, or if there's something in the sales paper that has pizza crust for sale, well, go ahead and plan to buy pizza crust when you're there and plan your homemade pizza around that. It's not as hard as it sounds, but meal planning really gives you the opportunity to save time during the week when you may not have time to think about exactly what you want to cook. You're tired, you've come home from work, you just want to be able to pull the ingredients out and cook, or maybe have something that's already been put in the crock pot and prepare it. It really saves you a lot of time. It can save you money as well. Step 5 is check the recipe for things that you might not necessarily think about. Like if it wants special equipment, like if it's asking for a wok, sometimes you can get around a wok. But if it's asking for a mixer and you don't have one, or if it wants a steamer pot and you don't have one, some things you can work around. Other equipment is a little bit harder. Also, if things are out of season, if it's asking for, that you need a special fruit and your grocery store just doesn't have that right now, it's completely out of season, then obviously that wouldn't be a good recipe to do right now. But then also, I always try and make sure that I don't pick recipes that take really long cook time, because when I come home from work, I want to be able to fix something that's pretty much 30 minutes or less. That way I have the rest of the evening to enjoy, spend time with my family, and I'm not in the kitchen, cooking all evening. Now, if that's something that you enjoy, well, then that would be a recipe you'd be interested in no matter what day of the week. But I usually try and do things that are going to take a little bit longer to prepare on the weekends. That way I have a little bit more time to enjoy it and prepare the recipe. Step 6 is write down the items that you need. That's why I said I like to do my shopping list while I'm meal planning, because that way, as I see, obviously, I've already looked in the pantry and the fridge. I know that I don't have a particular ingredient that recipe's asking for. I just go ahead and put it on my shopping list while I'm at it, and if I've noticed that something is low that I need to pick up on, I can go ahead and add that in as well. I have kind of a printed up spreadsheet of items that I buy all the time, and I'll try and link that below for you to see what that looks like. But basically all I did was I took Google Sheets and I typed in the items that I use most often, where they are in the store, because I don't like to be running all over the store in different places, and then also the price, so that it helps me budget my meals really well. Step 7 is, if there's recipes that you really have found that you liked, I suggest go ahead and making a copy of them. Print out a copy so that you can keep it for future reference. We do have, we're constantly trying new recipes in this house, and a lot of times it'll be a recipe that may not work out so well, but there are some few gems that we really liked and would like to have made again. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to have to hunt through several cookbooks to find them again. So I usually just print them out, and that way I can put them in my own recipe book that has the tried and true ones that we enjoy and would like to have again. And basically all I've done is I've just taken a binder, and I've just put the recipes in here that we like, and I've put notes at the top that'll tell me how they did, or whether I like them or not, or I even, if I need a larger pan to make them, but I just make copies of them. Now mine are in sheet protectors because I am somewhat of a messy cook, so I have a tendency to spill on my recipes. But like I said, this way you don't have to look for that stir fry recipe online again or try and find it again. You've got it in your book, and you have your notes saying maybe you really enjoyed that recipe with broccoli instead of it was asking for cauliflower instead. So step 8 is, once you've made your meal plan and you have everything written down and you've gone to the store and purchased your items and everything, something else that's good to think about is, if you've had to buy several fresh things, try and make it where those are the first meals that you cook throughout the week. Like I do meal planning on Saturday afternoons because I shop on Sunday, and then that's of the meals that I use throughout that week. So if you buy something that's really fresh on Sunday, you obviously don't want to wait until next Saturday to cook that item, because that fresh item might have already gone bad in your fridge or on your counter. So try to always move those items up to the front. Or again, if you're planning on a get together on a particular day, then obviously you want to make sure that those ingredients aren't used throughout the week on somebody's lunch or a snack or something, because you're going to need those at the end of the week. So I usually try and put things that I think might get gobbled up in the fridge. I try and put those on a different shelf, or let everybody know in the household that these items are kind of separated off for a meal later in the week. That way they don't accidentally eat them, and then your meal for that evening is going to be a little strange. Okay, so for the last couple of little tips and tricks I was going to tell you about, these are tried or true. There are nothing that's new or different. I mentioned earlier about the spreadsheet that I make up with the frequently purchased items. This way it kind of helps me if when you're budgeting your funds, your grocery money, if you have a week that you've had a get together and you've had to spend a little bit more of your grocery money, well then the next week you kind of know what the ingredients cost, so that you can use your spreadsheet with your prices on that to kind of help you adjust for that week. Also, if it's not on the list, don't buy it. When you get into the store, there's so many impulse things that will catch your attention. If you have allotted all of your grocery money out for that week, when you get in the store, I mean, they're called impulse buys for a reason. They're there to try and, you know, get you to buy them. So I always suggest to, if it's not put on the list when you were at home, then when you get to the store, don't buy it. You know, if it's something that you want that badly or you're that interested in, make a note on the side of your grocery list and buy it the next time that you're at the store. It kind of eliminates some of that impulse buying. Something else to think about is store brands. I know a lot of people have this criticism that store brands aren't as good as manufacturing brands. There are so many things out there that I can tell you I could not tell the difference. It might save you 30 or 40 cents. Sometimes it can be up to $1 price difference. But I haven't really noticed that big of a taste. You know, I would just suggest trying a few of them. Maybe not try, 6 store brands in one recipe and it completely throw off the taste that you're used to, but maybe try 1 or 2 different things that you haven't purchased before and just try them out and see if you can save money that way. And then the last tip I was going to tell you is coupons are not always your friend. Coupons are becoming harder and harder to find now, but they're not always your friend, especially if you're dead set on manufactured items. Sometimes the coupon is like buy 2, buy 3, whatever. You end up saving like 10 cents. Or in some cases, if you have a really tight grocery budget like I do, you don't save money at all. You end up overspending because you bought 3 cans of something that it might be 6 months before you use those 3 cans up. And if you look at what the store brand price is as opposed to the manufacturer brand, a lot of times that coupon, you're going to save more buying the store brand item than you would if you bought the manufacturer even with the coupon. So I hope that some of these tips and tricks will help you today. Meal planning to me is a great time saver. It's a huge stress reliever for me for during the week. I don't have to think about exactly whether I have the right items in the house to cook what. I know everything's in the house. And then also, please like and subscribe and hit the bell button below so that you know when I've made some next videos. And I'd love to hear some comments on future videos you'd like me to make. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you have a great day.